we've covered when storyline is just formed. And when storyline just formed, what we look at for is either support or resistance, not QM, support or resistance. Then where in the situation where support and resistance is not valid or they are no more fresh, we look for arrow OCL or support OCL. Now, there are times where a storyline is formed, but the market does not come back to support or resistance or RS OCL. What do we do? That will now be categorized into the continuation family, not the just formed family. That is the continuation family. Now, when the market continues like this, a storyline has been established. Storyline has already been established. This for continuation. Now, for if the storyline was bullish, what we should be expecting should be daily candles or weekly candles just going up like this. Now, where we have a situation like this on continuation, where we focus on notes, always listen and take, if you have jot things down. Where we focus on continuations are the OCLs. Remember we talked about our valid OCL. Are the one lap OCL, the one OCL, I'll just call it one OCL. Those are the OCLs we focus on continuation. Let's say the market did a storyline is set, but after the storyline is set, we are waiting for the market to come to our resistance or our support. But the market did not come to our resistance or support. Some people will just miss out that trade, or they will just say, my setup did not play out, or I did not see my setup. And they won't be able, some people don't know how to trade continuation. They only know how to trade that A plus setup, daily reject daily, support and resistance. That's the only X rejects X, Y breakout, then X support or resistance. That's the only thing most people know how to do. They don't know the continuation, whereby the continuation is very powerful. Now, we were waiting after the breakout. We are waiting for here. Here is valid. We are waiting for here now. We are looking for here. But the market did not get here. The market formed another this thing like this. So immediately the market keeps forming new candles. Where we are looking for continuation trade is where our now at this point now we are still in the FTFL, first time frame line. Our first time frame line every day when we come back to the market, or every week when we come back to the market, will always be our one lap OCLs. Now you're going to know when you're not going to use one lap OCL. I come back to the next day. This is the current day. I come again to the next day. Okay, this is the current day. I will still be looking for, I won't look for here because this one is not one lap. I'll still be looking at this point. Then I come back the next day. The next day is like this. It is a new day candle. Let's say this is the current candle of the day forming. My FTFL, because you always start with your FTFL. And what's FTFL? That's the first time frame level. What does the first time frame, what's all those big then, what does it stand for? Is knowing where the market is coming to, or where the market will go to. That's the first time frame line. That's why I call it first time frame level. That's the first place you draw your line ever. Not just drawing any first time frame line. That's where you know that the market should come to. So on continuation, every day or every week, when you come to the market, where you're drawing, it should be this. Let's say this is the current candle. So this is going to be my FTFL. That's where I'm going to draw the line, because this is one lap OCL. Now, if the market does not come here, then this candle closes, finishes, completes its whole circle, and this is a new candle forming now, or a new day or a new week candle forming now. Where do I draw my next FTFL? It's going to be this one lap OCL. That's where I'm going to draw. Then inside the one lap OCL, that's where I'm going to look for my STFL. So this is inside the first time frame line, which is the FTFL. That's why I'm going to look for my STFL, you get? And also write this down. You will not always see STFL. Okay, you will not always see STFL inside FTFL. That's how we filter out the FTFL that are good. I might mark this FTFL here because this is the closest to the market. This is the current market, and this is the current closest FTFL to the market. If I mark this one as my FTFL, then inside the FTFL, I'm not seeing valid STFL, then I can come down here and check. If I check here, this is an FTFL, and I check for STFL inside the FTFL, and I see a valid STFL, then I'm going to take this as my level. That's how I filter out first time frame lines that are not valid to pick trades. So your one lap OCL is always the first thing to look out for when you're starting. So, but if you observe, sometimes when we're on continuation, sometimes we ignore the one lap OCL and we use other key level. Why? If this is my current candle and my FTFL is here, and this FTFL is valid, you get, this FTFL is valid. Remember, this is a previous day candle. This is a current day candle. I'm going to write that down because this is getting very interesting. This is the current day candle, CDC. And this one is my previous day. This is the exact previous day candle. Previous candle. Previous, let me just call it PA. Not to call previous on previous. Let me remove the D. We are not, everything works. This for the concept there works on all time frame, monthly, weekly, and daily. So no need for me to put previous or current. This is the current candle, and this is the previous candle. Now, since this is a current candle, this current candle is a forming candle. It has not been it's not completely formed yet. I cannot take this OCL here as my based on how we learned our OCL. We've passed that level. I've taught you that already. We can't take here as our OCL because this is a forming candle. These are our valid candle to use, the valid one lap OCL candle to use. Now, if I mark here as my one lap, here, this is the right place for me to take my trade. Very good. Very good. It's valid for you to take your trade there. Since that place is valid, why do we now take other key levels instead of that one that we just marked? That's where we're going to now. All right, so this one here is good for us to take our trade. Remember, we have the current candle and previous candle. Before I take this place, this place is very valid to take a trade. Before I take this place as a trade, I'll look at the previous candle, previous week candle, or previous day candle, or previous month candle, depending on where this analysis is taking place. If I check the previous day candle and the previous day candle closed above a key level, and that key level becomes a QM, that means before looking for this place to take a trade, I will focus on that key level that this one closed above. Let me repeat that. This is the valid OCL to use. We're going to the chart real quick. Don't worry. This is the previous day, and this is the current. This is the previous candle. This is the current candle. Now, I'm supposed to take here for continuation. Where do we use for continuation? One lap OCL. That's our continuation. That's where we mark our first time frame line or first time frame level. Now, marking here, before I continue taking trade from here, even if here is valid, I'll look at this previous candle. Does this previous candle close above any recent key level? Did it close above any recent key level? If the answer is yes, then I'm going to look at that key level. I'm going to mark that key level also as my FTFL. Let's go to the real chart so I'll show you. This one just happened a few days ago on this chart. Let's remove everything again. Now we've established on this USD that we are bullish on daily. Now, when we were bullish on daily, if you look here, we were bullish on daily. They had rejection, daily reject daily, and a 4-hour breakout. We had this. Now we were waiting. We were waiting for the next day, the next candle to come where? To come to this support. This was the support. That's where we're waiting for the market to come to. But did the market come to this support? The answer is no. Right? Now, let's see the next candle. What did the next candle do? This was the next candle. Here. This was the next candle, which candle? Which was Wednesday. Wednesday did not come here to tap us in. Then Wednesday ended. We didn't get any entry. Let's say we didn't get any entry. And finally, we're in this current day candle, which is Thursday, which is today. This is the current date, which is today's candle. Now, this is my current candle here. I want this now. Now we are done with the immediate confirmation that storyline. We are now on continuation because we are now the market has continued. We are now on continuation. This is my current day candle. This is my previous day candle. Normally, I would have been looking for a trade here. No, but here, since here is not one lap OCL, I'll still focus on this place support. But this market, will this market come back to the support? Let's see why it won't come back to that support. Remember, I said previous day candle, we check if the previous day candle broke any key level. If I check clearly here, I'll see that this previous day candle broke how many key level? It broke this key level that turned to QM. You see here, here was what? Here was SBR. When this one broke above it, it became QM. And it also broke this one again, turned it to what? QM. Also, the market broke this resistance, turned into RBS. Also broke this one, turned into RBS. Now, how many key level did this one candle break? Broke 1, 2, 3, and 4. You see that? Broke 4. And at this point, the trader trading Malaysian MSNR, this is where they get confused. That's why you keep seeing them asking me on my TikTok live that when I'm live, they ask me, how do you choose your level? This is the confusion there because people always have like 4 valid key levels. These are different 4 valid key levels. This is a QM, a fresh QM. This is a fresh QM, ABQM, and also FTQM. This one here is FTQM. You see that? Now we have 4 different key levels which the previous candle broke. Now, since we have a previous day candle that broke this, which of the key level are we going to take? That's when our priority comes in. On continuation, what we are always looking out for, let me write it down. On continuations, what we are looking out for is 1, we look out for 1 lap OCL. We only look for one lap OCL. When that previous day candle did not break any key level, you use it. So I'll put it there. Where previous candle did not break any key level. That's number one. Now, you now see how we are filtering out things that are not important. That's how I get my exact entries without taking too many. Now, if you are not going for one lap OCL, maybe the previous candle broke key level. Which key level is our top priority? One is QM. QM. And if so many QMs are broken, which one should we use? That's when another priority inside this one comes in. We always use the top priority, which is ABQM. That is also, I'll just put it there, AB plus. When I say plus, that means one QM having the same features. FTQM. You see, it must be ABQM plus FTQM. That's it. That's how you select it. Now, when you see too much key levels on your continuation, this is what you look for. So, what if the ABQM, which is also which is also an FTQM, what if is no more valid, but other QM were broken? That's when we now go for, if it's QM, where this one is not valid, not, I'll put 3. Okay, let's just forget about that one. Let's just focus on the top priority. These are the ones we go out for, look out for. This QM here. As long as it's valid, we use it. Where this QM is not valid, there are other QM, which might be also FTQM or STQM, we use it. That's why I placed here QM. And the top priority is QM, and the priority is QM that are ABQM plus are also FTQM. So if I go to my charts, remember, with this now, you see we've been able to filter out a lot of key levels that we don't need. You know how to go straight to the point. Now, going back to my USD JPY, the trade for today. If I get all these key levels based on what we've explained, where I have 4 key levels here, my FTFL 1, FTFL 2, FTFL 3, FTFL4. These are valid key level. Then I said we only use OCL. There's no OCL here. This previous candle broke key level. So I'll eliminate this one out. Since we're not using SBR, we don't use SBR. We don't use SBR or RBS. I'll eliminate this one out. This one is a QM, which is very valid. Very, very valid to use. Very valid. But it's not our distinct QM. So I remove it because that's the FTQM, very valid. But this one below is still valid. This is FTQM and ABQM 2 in 1. I take this one. I'll remove this one also. Then I know that I'm waiting for this one. This is the one I'm waiting for. You see that I've eliminated all the rest out, the key levels that are not needed. I've eliminated them. Now I have a more valid and concrete key level. As long as when the market comes back to this key level, this place, the market the market is still on its storyline. This is going to be valid for a trade. But if before market gets to this place, there's a change of storyline, that level won't be valid anymore. Hope you guys are understanding me. If there's a rejection and a breakout before the market gets to this place, it won't be valid anymore. You get me? Now, we've removed the unnecessary levels. These are the levels that confuses a lot of traders, not just Malaysian traders alone. So many traders that are trading just this kind of this thing. This confuses them a lot. And that one here, they'll say, which key level should I use? Always know that we don't use for the breakout when previous candle does the breakout. We don't use RBS or SBR depending on the this of the trend. We don't use this was the resistance broken RBS. This is RBS. You don't use it. You get now if you're sometimes you fear of missing out. If you're scared that the market might use this and use it when I come back to here, that's when you decide to risk a little. If I'm entering trades, because most more actually you see me use SBR or RBS on FTFL. Now, if I want to do that, if I always enter trade with $100, if I want to take trade here, what will I do? I will now take from this $10, I can just use like 20 because that area is not my short area. I'll use 20. I just use 10. Since I know that I'm aiming for 1:2 at least. 1:8 at least. If I go with 10, I'll get $80. I go with 20, I'll get 160. You see that? So that's how we use it. But when I'm entering from this, my A plus key level, I can, if since I'm entering 100, I enter with my whole 100. You get? That's why you see that sometimes I still enter trade on those levels, those RBS, SBR, which I said we don't use on FTFL. Hope you still remember that our FTFL level is only support resistance, and for continuation, we use one lap OCL, where previous candle breaks a key level. If that key level ends up becoming QM, we use that key level. Now, if this market did not extend to this place, not every time the previous candle will be breaking so many key level. If the market does not extend to this place, let's say the market stops somewhere here, at this point, you're not even confused. If the market ended its movement here, you know that the market only broke here, for example, and only broke here. Now you're not confused. You're just waiting for the market to come here direct. Since our focus is always on monthly, weekly, and daily, you hardly see market break so many key level. When you get your first time frame level right, when you go down to SCFL, that one won't be hard because you know what you're looking for. The problem is always from the FTFL because people always mark the first time frame line. That's where the first time frame level. When you get that one wrong, even if you get a perfect STFL, you to kick it out. So the first time when storyline just formed, support and resistance is what you need. Where support and resistance is on fresh, you go for RS OCL. Now, for continuation, what are you looking at for? Because the market will continue. For continuation, what are you looking at for? One lap OCL, where previous candle did not break any key level. You get where previous candle did not break any key level. For this is it. This is a one lap OCL here. If the market was coming back, this would have been our entry here at this one. Let's say we are currently at this point in this chart. If the market wanted to come deep more lower, this would have been our entry here. But if this was our last candle, if this was our last candle, this current one was our last candle. This is the last candle, and the new candle is about to open. When the new candle opens, if the new candle opens, remember it will just be moving up and moving down. Where will be my best bet to trade? At this point, support is no more. valid, has been used. So this OCL here is valid to trade. But if I look at the previous candle, let's say this is the current candle, previous candle did what? Previous candle broke this level. The level turned to QM. You see that? The level turned to QM. So this QM will be my best bet. And also look, the market broke where? Also broke this one here. The market also broke this one. But this QM will be my best bet. Nothing concerns us with this one. Just remove it. This is it, With this now, you've removed a lot of things out. You're not even looking at this place again. Except when you come to this key level here. Except when you come to this when you want to look for your STFL, the FTFL doesn't have valid STFL. That's when you now fall back to this place. But as long as you have FTFL and the FTFL has valid STFL, this is where you're going to stick to. The same thing again, we have, okay, this was continuation. As long as continuation and continue, we keep doing. Now the market broke out. When the market broke here, if it was coming back again, I'll check. Did this current candle break? Let's say this is we don't know what the market is doing. Let me just put a line here. Let's say this is the current market where the market is. And this is a current candle. This black one is the current candle. This previous candle. I'll check. Where is the right place for me to pick my trade is going to be this OCL, because one lap OCL is valid. I won't expect the market to come back here. Now I'll check, did this candle break any key level when it was going up? I'll see. Yes, it did. It broke this one here and made it become a QM. It broke it. But I check it here. Yeah, it was broken. That means if the market is willing to come lower, I can pick trade here. That is it. I don't care what the other previous, this is the current previous, because we have all this one is previous, when this one is the current candle, this one is the previous, this one is previous, this one is previous. When this is the current candle, I only care about the immediate previous candle break. I don't care about what this other previous candle broke. I don't care what this one broke. My priority is only on what the immediate previous candle broke. That's what I'm looking at for. Where this candle did not break anything, my entry is on one lap OCL. That's for continuation. Very easy. If you don't understand, just when you watch the video 1 or 2 times, you understand it. You see, now our top priority now is support, resistance, and QM. But in rare cases, we use ROS or CL. But most times you're going to get trades. If you see this one, we had this market was trending. These were all valid entries. Valid entries. See this one OCL here. Another OCL, one lap OCL here. Now, if you check, did this previous candle, did they break any key level? No, it did not break anything. So these key levels are valid for the market to use and go. Now, when the market was here, let's say this is the current candle, this candle here. If the market wanted to come lower to tap us in, the valid entry would have been here, because this is the previous, let's say this is the current candle, this is the immediate previous candle. This immediate previous candle did not break any key level at the side. So here would be our valid entry. You see, that would be valid entry. That's why the market even came later and used it a little bit. Now, when this one was the current candle, this was the previous candle. The previous candle doesn't have any OCL, only support. So the market likely to come to the support. Some traders will say, okay, the market broke here. Yeah, of a trade, the market broke there. But between RBS, this is a reason, between RBS and support, which one is stronger? Support. So my priority will be on this support. But if you're scared that the market will come, use here and go, then you can risk 10 or 5% of your entry capital. Remember, I say entry capital. If you're entering, always entering trade with $10, you split it into 10, you enter with $1 here. If you're entering trade with $100, you split it. Now, even if you lose that trade, you still have your real $90 left for you to enter at the right place. You see. But now, this is you learning top priorities. What are important, what are strong. When you go back, just start to try to do back testing with all this and see. It's not just you learn back test and see. Is it really happening like this? Is it really happening like this? So for continuation, we use our OCL. You can see OCLs here, you can see OCL here. When this one was the current candle, we had OCL here. This OCL here was valid because this one lap OCL, because below it is this RBS and support. If there was no RBS here, I won't use this OCL. I'll focus on the support here. You've learned that already. So that's how we prioritize our entries, where to enter and where not to enter. So between this OCL, when is the current candle? Between this OCL and this RBS, I'll use this one. And inside here, there should be a valid FTFL for me to use, and the market continues that way. So now we've learned in this this current class and the previous class, we learned FTFL, how to prioritize, where to use. So now in the next class, we are going to learn the SCFL, how to select, because we all have different key levels we use. We don't use all key levels. You see how we've selected our key levels to use, and inside those key levels, we now see the one we've selected out not to use. We are going to see how to use the other key levels later. So for this class, we learned FTFL on when the storyline is just formed and when there is a continuation. You can go back to your chart and start seeing this thing. For this very trade here, is USD JPY. I know you saw the chart I just cleared. So what I did was this. Now, okay, another secret is this. What I always use. When the market breaks, you see the market broke. How many key level was broken here? This is the first key level. This is the second key level. This is the third key level. And this is the fourth key level. Now, if I look at this key level, some of the secrets I use. Now, this is FT plus ABQM. This is it here. This one is just FTQM. Now, this is RBS. This is also RBS. What I always check to filter it out, remember, I will check for the first key level the market broke. I have two key levels here, so I'll just check for the first key level. So this is the first one the market broke. So I take this one, I remove this one. Now, since the market broke two RBS, I'll check which one is the first RBS the market broke. Is this one? So I'll eliminate this one. I've removed this two. I'm only left with this one now. Despite I don't RBS, trading RBS or SBR is not advisable. Here is the right place to look for trade. And inside here already, there's a valid trade on SFL, except the storyline changes. There's a valid trade here. So this is where we are going to end the class today. Backtest, practice this on. We've done this on this. Look for it. This is for bullish. Look for it for bearish. Your assignment for it to look for this on bearish. I'll release out the assignment for you guys today.